You might say Waikiki has been in renewal since 1901, when it began its long climb to global recognition as a tourism destination with the building of the historic Moana Hotel. Owned today by Kyo-ya Hotels and Resorts, the Moana's 75 guest rooms back then offered spacious accommodations, telephones, private baths, and even the first electric-powered elevator in the territory. True innovations for the times. More than 20 years later, in 1927, the Royal Hawaiian opened. This elegant hotel helped set in motion a quarter-century of growth as Waikiki established its place as the dream destination for mainland travelers. The dream grew rapidly following statehood in 1959. Visitors clamored for a glimpse of America's newest state and most exotic destination. And tourism would nearly double in the first year following the introduction of jet travel in the 1960s. During these boom times, Waikiki fully emerged as a major tourism destination. Over the next 2 decades, new hotels, shopping centers, and apartments were constructed as visitors and residents alike flocked to experience all that Waikiki could offer. But by the 1990s, the dream of Waikiki had begun to fade, replaced by a new reality. The majority of properties built during the boom years or before were showing their wear. To remain competitive, renewal was essential, and the tourism industry stepped up with a host of projects aimed at restoring Waikiki's luster. Among these is Waikiki Beach Walk, the largest development project in Waikiki's history. Other commercial renewal projects included DFS Galleria and the Royal Hawaiian Center. In 2006, the Trump Waikiki, a residential condominium, was completed. And in late 2008, the Grand Waikikian welcomed its first owners and timeshare guests. Building upon these developments, Kyo-ya began a $1 billion reinvestment in its Waikiki hotel properties. It started with the 5-year, $200 million renovation of the Sheraton Waikiki, a transformation that won the acclaim of architects and the hearts of visitors who flocked to enjoy the updated rooms, pools, and oceanfront dining. Kyo-ya then turned its focus to the combined $150 million restoration of the historic anchors of Waikiki, the Royal Hawaiian and the Moana hotels. After 6 months of renovations, the Royal Hawaiian Hotel reopened as a luxury collection resort, boasting a completely reimagined experience with upgraded rooms and new eye-catching decor throughout the property that exudes classic Hawaiian charm. The rebirth of the Moana was similarly striking. Rebranded as a Westin Resort and Spa, the First Lady of Waikiki underwent a total transformation, with a revitalized lobby, significantly upgraded guest rooms, and the addition of the only beachfront spa in Waikiki. Now Kyo-ya is poised to begin the most significant phase in its plan to help revitalize Waikiki's hotel industry: the redevelopment of the Princess Kaiulani Hotel and the 1950s-era Diamond Head Tower at the Moana. The plan for the Diamond Head Tower includes replacing the 8-story wing of the Moana Surfrider with a 26-story hotel and condominium tower. These final 2 projects, in development for more than 5 years, would continue the remarkable transformation of central Waikiki and represent another $600 million invested into the revitalization of Waikiki and our economy.
Most of the properties in Waikiki are between 40 to 60 years old. This kind of redevelopment is absolutely necessary in order to remain competitive, to offer the kind of product that our visitors expect to see and want to stay in the future. If we don't go through a redevelopment process like this, we gradually lose ground and become uncompetitive with very competitive destinations across the globe.
In 2010, after all the planning, after more than 2 years of public meetings and hearings on its plans, Kyo-ya was granted all required permissions to proceed by both the Honolulu City Council and the Director of Planning and Permitting. Public testimony was overwhelmingly in support of the projects. However, not everyone can be satisfied.
A redevelopment plan in Waikiki is coming under fire.
Despite the concerns of some individuals, there's general agreement that for Waikiki to retain its position as a leading visitor destination, investing in projects like Kyo-ya's is necessary.
Very necessary. Very, very necessary. If it doesn't, then let's look at it the other way. What if it doesn't happen? So you can only put so much paint and rouge on buildings, but they'll still be older buildings. It might be called charming, but it becomes a problem. And if the rest of Waikiki also has difficulty, then 50% of Waikiki is represented by the mid-market and budget hotels. If 50% of our product continues to decline, what will happen to tourism? Not a good thing.
Kyo-ya's decision to replace an aging 1950s-era 8-story structure with a 26-story mixed-use hotel and condominium tower is driven in part by economic reality, the need to support the maintenance of the historic Moana Hotel, and by the need to be competitive in a changing visitor market.
As tourism changes, Waikiki and Hawaii will want to have higher quality accommodations, because when oil prices continue to go up, then only those who have enough means can afford to come to Hawaii. Therefore, the budget and the mid-market visitors won't be coming because of higher airfares. So the proposal by Kyo-ya to redevelop with a higher quality building, I think, satisfies that new market that is really necessary for Waikiki.
Because it is partially a condominium project, the Diamond Head Tower would also help maintain Waikiki's residential sector and provide stability to the neighborhood.
That kind of stability that will carry us through the recessionary times is something that's really important to maintaining the jobs in Waikiki, maintaining the dollars for our local economy, maintaining the tax dollars that will sustain our state.
When we come back, a look ahead to what Kyo-ya's Diamond Head Tower would mean for Waikiki when Waikiki Inspiration Renewed continues.